Hey guys, ECRG here, back with another episode. Today we're going to be talking about what is a medical writer? What is a medical writer? Now, a lot of people are interested in getting their foot in the door in clinical research. So I have this series going on, like a what do they do? You've seen the thumbnails, the same kind of similar thumbnail you've seen for this video if you've been watching on YouTube. And also on the podcast will be a similar type of thumbnail. But we're doing an expose on a lot of these clinical research positions so you guys, the audience, can learn more about maybe your position, or you can learn more about a position you're interested in, or maybe you've never even heard of some of these positions and you're going to try and apply for these and try to become these in the future. So I think this is a really helpful series. I've gotten a lot of feedback on it. So if you want more videos like this, more episodes like this, go ahead and comment or email me at eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com telling me that you're interested in learning more about these random various clinical research positions. So today's position is medical writer. And this person, just like the name suggests, is a writer of things. And usually they are in the medical field. These are people that are former pharmacists, former medical doctors, former PhDs. These are people with advanced degrees typically, and they are writing kind of medical protocols, any type of medical thing where medical knowledge is going to be required, and in a CRO or a pharma or even at the academic level, there's going to be a medical writer. So, for example, a medical writer is going to be the person that creates an initial draft protocol. They may have like a template or something to create a protocol. This is something that sponsors typically handle. They handle the writing of the protocol, but I've seen CROs do have medical writers also for other documents. They may have someone kind of correspond with them, or maybe their medical monitors correspond with them when developing a protocol. So they're going to create an initial draft. They're going to go through a drafting process for writing of the protocol. They're going to work with the clinical trial lead, maybe the project manager of the study, to draft and review the draft protocol. So that is one of the most important documents in a clinical trial, is the protocol. And you want to make sure that it's written clearly and succinctly for every single person on the study to be able to read and understand. Once again, as a CRA, the protocol is something that I have handy at all times. I've got to be able to find that protocol when I need to, when I'm monitoring, and when sites are asking me questions about how to do certain things. I need to make sure I've got that protocol handy so that I can answer those questions appropriately. So this is something the medical writer is going to be working on and doing, making sure that protocol is really bulletproof to minimize any mistakes, because the study coordinators are going to be looking at this also, making sure that they're conducting the research appropriately. So this is something, this goes through drafting, commenting, and all these different revisions get incorporated into the protocol. So you've really got to have a strong science background and a strong writing background, because these protocols, I've seen them 50, 70, 90, maybe even 100 pages long, depending how complex they are. You really got to have a strong background. So other thing I want to do with the medical writer position is, so you kind of got the basics down, but what kind of experience do you need to become a medical writer? I don't know why it defaults to Raleigh when I do this. What kind of experience you need as a medical writer, and maybe we can find out a little bit more. So let's go in here. So let's see. We've got this company, Grifols. It's a medical writer. So you see here, medical writer interprets, analyzes, writes, formats, and produces clinical development documents such as study reports, abstracts, white paper reviews, regulatory agency submission document on a given product or medical question across several therapeutic areas. Before we go in deeper, let's make sure. Medical writer 1, bachelor's degree, plus 5 years pharmaceutical experience. With coursework in biology or related, advanced degree, master's. So they're saying you can even get one with a master's. They're probably going to want someone with an advanced degree like higher than a master's, plus 5 years of experience. So this is definitely a job that, and that's just a level 1. This is definitely a job that you're gonna need some experience for. Definitely gonna want some experience for. So that one's good. We'll read this. So authors the first and subsequent drafts of study reports, using ability to understand and interpret the data from tables and graphs and be able to place them in written and diagrammatic format with the medical scientific perspective. Utilizes statistical and medical literature evaluation skills to compare data and potential citations for generation of these documents. So, working with co-authors, ensures the production of final report is according to departmental SOPs. So this one's about like posters and stuff like that. Any type of medical protocol shells. So like the basic foundation scaffold of a protocol they're going to be working on. Updating investigator brochures, annual safety reports, regulatory documents such as sections of biological science, license applications to FDA and other regulatory agencies. So yeah, that's good. It's a good role. I mean, obviously you're going to need a lot of experience to become one. Let's see what other stuff we can get. Medical writer and grant writer, medical writer. Oh, here's one. Quintiles. Wow, and they're still advertising themselves as Quintiles IMS. They're clearly IQVIA now, as you can see, IQVIA. So let's see what they got. English, blah, blah, blah. You know, all that generic stuff. This is what I want to see. Bachelor's degree, 1.5 years of experience in a medical, clinical, preclinical chemistry environment. So that's actually not even that bad of a requirement. This sounds like an entry-level medical writer position, which is crazy. So they've got level 1 medical writers. Let's see what a senior medical writer is going to look at. So acts as lead medical writer with limited guidance from supervisory staff, arranges appropriate internal review of assigned documents and takes responsibility for on-time delivery, identifies project needs, negotiates and tracks project timelines, and implements client requests. All right, obviously you need all that. Let's see. So bachelor's degree, at least 3 years, broad-ranging experience as a medical writer within a pharmaceutical environment, including extensive experience in preparing all types of regulatory documents with consistently positive customer feedback. Okay. So a lot of these companies clearly, it's going to be hard to get your foot in the door as a level 1 medical writer. But once you kind of get in, it sounds like you're able to move up the ladder there quickly in the medical writing domain. This is something that is, very much needed. I'm sure there's a good demand for this medical writing ability. I know myself, I do not like writing to this extent, so you're going to have to love writing to do this. If you're somebody who, loved English and science, this is probably a great opportunity for you to kind of combine those two passions of yours into becoming a medical writer. So I definitely would recommend this career path. Doesn't seem like you'll have to do much traveling if you are about that. It doesn't really seem, it seems like you might be able to work from home a lot too, because you're just going to be, kind of writing these reports and these documents. You're just going to be working on that. So overall, it's a pretty good role. This is not an entry-level role, as you can see. You're going to acquire some experience, no problem. But this is just one of those roles that I'm sure not a lot of people know about or have heard of or are familiar with. Everyone is more familiar with clinical research associate, project manager, some of the entry-level like study coordinator positions, things like that. So I just wanted to bring to you guys a position that you may or may not have known about. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We'll be coming back with other positions. Let us know in the comments if you have an idea for a position that you want us to review or talk about. Email me, eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com for any questions you may have. Take care, guys.